Welcome to the Answers for Elders radio show. Meet the trusted experts who will give you straight answers and will help guide you on the path of later life care. Now, here's your host, founder, caregiver, and CEO, Suzanne Newman.
And welcome back, everyone, to Answers for Elders Radio Network. And I am here with Lori LeBay from Alzheimer Speaks. And, I gave you guys a little preview in our last segment. We have something really, really exciting. And I know, Lori, you're involved in it. Just tell me a little bit about what your thoughts are.
Well, first of all, I want you to tell us all what the Noble Swan is. I was blown away, and I don't think I can summarize it near as well as you can.
Yeah.
It's just such a beautiful, kind, thoughtful, just meaningful on so many levels project that I think is going to give so many people comfort, both to caregivers and to those that care about them as well. It's so cool. So tell us all about it, because there's nobody better to be able to tell the story as the one that actually birthed the idea.
Well, first of all, caregivers, to me, it's the most noble thing you can do, is caring for someone else. And I really wanted some sort of a symbol so that community could be created. I think you talked a little bit about loneliness. I think part of loneliness, Lori, is the fact that we don't talk about caregiving, right? Even if you're wrapped up, what are you going to talk about? The football game. You're going to talk about, the specials at the grocery store. You may deal with pop culture or things like that, but you never think about the things that people do day to day. And I wanted to find that kind of community. And I thought about it a long time, and I thought, you know what? We need an icon. We need some sort of an icon that every time you see that icon, maybe on a sweater or on a pin or on any kind of situation, that it would honor that person, that you get the life that they live, that you have, that share that with that other person. And so what is really exciting about the Noble Swan is we picked the swan for the main reason that a swan glides across the glassy lake, right? You don't see anything else but this graceful beauty of this individual. But what's going on underneath the surface is this feet are feverishly paddling to get that swan to go to the neck, to where it's going. And, I thought that was just this amazing metaphor of a family caregiver. It's that person that is always greeting their loved one with a smile. They always have everything together, even though their life is crazy in the background. The whole point is that they hold all the pieces together, and they do everything they can with so much nobility and so much grace. And that's why we picked the Noble Swan.
Well, that is actually just the perfect thing, because I remember even in my own family, my brother saying, well, you make it look so easy. We had no idea you were struggling.
Exactly.
Because you want to be graceful. You want to look like you have everything under control, but it really was all that paddling.
It's all crazy, right? And all the different, things that you have to take care of, not only in the care of your loved one, but also this whole thing of your own life, your own family, your own, dinner has to go on the table, your job, all of those things that happen.
Yeah, it is a lot, and people don't understand, the ins and outs. And a lot of times too with family, I think this happens with so many, is people will come over and go, oh, they got it under control, or mom or dad's doing really great, because, they kind of pull it together. And sometimes people accuse the primary caregiver of almost making things up. Well, they're not that bad.
I know it.
It's not that much.
Especially with dementia, because dementia, they're falling apart, an hour before the family gets there. And then some reason, magically, mom and dad are just fine.
Yeah. They have a stage presence,
Yeah, exactly.
Kind of step up. But I think we all do that. We want to fit in, we want to belong. And so we muster it up. and then things can fall apart really quick. And again, with the Noble Swan, for people to be able to acknowledge what is really happening and to be able to open up the door, that thank you or that appreciation or that just understanding, that acknowledgement that I know this isn't easy.
Yes.
No matter how much you want to do it, yeah, I know it's not easy.
Yeah.
That means a lot. And when our hearts get full, it makes our jobs easier.
Yeah, it does. And we have poems that accompany the Noble Swan. And a very exciting thing, starting in November for National Caregivers Month, we will have a very special bouquet to send to your loved one, and in partnership with FTD. So you will learn more about that as we move forward in November. But Lori and we are both now the ambassadors of the Noble Swan. And how do you see something like that affecting the families that you talk to every day?
I just think it's going to give people so much comfort. It's going to give the family and friends who want to support a way to support because they don't always know how. And so it's a step in the door, being able to recognize, because sometimes you have family and friends that aren't in the area. They can't physically maybe help.
True.
But boy, having a beautiful bouquet of flowers,
that is specifically for a caregiver with a beautiful poem attached to it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just gonna be one of those things you walk by and it's gonna fill your heart every single time. And it's gonna be something that people aren't gonna forget.
Yeah.
And yet it's going to help the person on the other end too, that I did something.
Yeah. Yeah. And so we touched on it briefly, but I want to summarize. You're going to learn more about the Noble Swan as through the course of November, but I really want to zero in on little things that we can do for our loved ones for National Caregiver Month. And you talked a little bit about, a phone call or a card, anything like that. We have just 30 seconds left. What are a couple other things that we could do?
Oh my gosh, taking somebody out, it could be a manicure, it could be to a ball game, it could be to a movie, it might just be going out for a walk, cutting grass.
Yeah.
It's endless. Just think of all the things that you do personally.
Absolutely.
That you could use help with, or you'd like to do.
Yes. And Lori LeBay, I am so glad you were on the show with us this week. And you know what, everyone? Lori and I are going to be doing lots of things this month. So I hope you'll stay tuned. And in the meantime, Lori, thank you again for being on the show.
Thank you. I'm so glad to be partnering with you.
Time to get back to Suzanne and more Answers for Elders.
We have wrapped up the hour with our wonderful guest and partner, sister, Lori LeBay from Alzheimer Speaks. So to learn more about Lori and all that she does, if you have a loved one that has Alzheimer's or dementia, or you want to learn more about how you can support those that are caring for those with Alzheimer's, please go to Lori's website, which is www.alzheimerspeaks.com. And until next week, be good to each other. We at Answers for Elders thank you for listening. Did you know that you can discover hundreds of podcasts in our library on senior care? So visit our website and discover our decision guides that will help you also navigate decision making. Find us at answersforelders.com.